Welcome to 2014 and the second session of the 113th Congress of the United States of America. And if you thought 2013 was gridlocked, just wait for 2014. It's an election year where everyone will be even less disposed to going out on a legislative limb. But as we've said in the past, these days of gridlock may just be the best thing for all of us. Today we're going to look back at some of the unresolved issues from 2013 and their prospects in 2014. And if you've been watching this space, you already know that we're anticipating tax reform proposals from Democrats and Republicans to call for LIFO repeal. Both the House Ways and Means Committee and the Senate Finance Committee have circulated drafts of such legislation. Visit the Tell Congress section of naed.org for details. But the headline is, they're serious this time. If we're going to protect LIFO, we need all hands on deck. Now I know what you're thinking. How is LIFO repeal tax reform? Well, it's not. Addressing the crushing tax rates businesses pay is tax reform. LIFO repeal is just easier. It's easier to repeal something that most people have never heard of, like LIFO, than it is to fix our broken tax rate structure. Leaving the LIFO discussion aside for now, a comprehensive rewrite of the federal tax code remains a long shot in 2014. Why? Mostly because it's an election year and a divided Congress. If you look at the few bipartisan pieces of legislation that work their way to the president's desk these days, they tend to be non-controversial. Also, the top tax writer in the Senate, Finance Committee Chair Max Baucus, is rumored to be the administration's choice for the next ambassador to China, and may have already been nominated by the time you watch this. If Baucus leaves finance, the new chair, probably Oregon's Ron Wyden, is not likely to jump into a tax code overhaul on his first day on the job. NAD members were very active in 2013, lobbying for fairness in internet sales tax collection. Our work had an impact, as the Senate passed the Marketplace Fairness Act, but it stalled in the House. Since Senate passage, House Judiciary Committee Chair Bob Goodlatte issued a set of principles he'd like to see in an internet sales tax bill. Does that mean we're any closer to fixing this problem? Well, maybe. Goodlatte's principles were all reasonable. Again, it's going to be tough to get much done in this election year, but marketplace fairness has a shot if we keep pushing. Finally, if you've made a significant play in commercial lighting retrofits, you've seen that the commercial buildings tax deduction, popularly known in our industry as EPACT, expired at the end of 2013. Congress failed to pass what they commonly refer to as an extenders package, where a number of expiring tax provisions are extended. That doesn't mean the deduction is gone forever. There's plenty of talk that Congress may consider an extenders package in the first half of 2014. There were more than 50 other tax provisions that expired along with EPACT. That's a lot of unhappy constituencies that can make a lot of noise about getting these things renewed. We'll be doing our part and we'll ask for your help. There's plenty of work to be done in 2014. How much of it will lead to new law is up for debate. But just because your close rate on sales calls isn't 100% doesn't mean you stop making calls. Political gridlock in DC can be dispiriting. None of that is a reason to ignore congressional action. It remains critical to our industry's health. Even when it seems like nothing's happening, believe me, something's happening. Head to nad.org/tellcongress for the latest policy news. And give us a call if you want help getting to know your members of Congress. We'll help you with the process. And mark your calendar for NAD's next congressional fly-in on September 9th and 10th in Washington, D.C. More details to come. Thanks for your time, and I hope your 2014 blows away 2013.